I still dreamed of seeing. I think that's why I snoozed my alarm clock instead of gasping for joy. But as I rolled over to look at my wife lying next to me, I did gasp, not for joy, but out of shock. On the wall behind Catherine, a message was hastily painted. "Don't tell them you can see." "What's wrong?" Catherine asked groggily but alarmed. Her vacant stare reminded me that for the last 2 years, I had been blind. I couldn't respond as the realization of what was happening hit me. "Jim," she said again, now more awake and concerned. She flailed her arms searching for me. When her hand landed on my shoulder, I regained just enough composure to speak. "Nothing," I stammered. "Just had a nightmare." The tension in her face eased as her hand moved up to my face. She leaned in for a kiss. "You had me worried," she sighed. "Do you want to talk about it?" "No," I responded quietly, still trying to get my bearings. I sat up and looked around the room, growing more confused and horrified as I did. On every surface, the same message was painted. "Don't tell them you can see." The paint wasn't fresh, faded from bright red to rusted maroon. My eyes fell on the guide rod we had used to navigate the home given to us after the Great Blinding. The room looked different than I imagined. Smaller, with dust covering unused surfaces. Unease crept in as I read the message over and over. Then I felt a hand on my back and yelped, startled, nearly jumping out of bed. "Must have been a bad one," Catherine giggled behind me. "Sure you don't want to talk about it?" "Maybe later," I mumbled. I turned to face her and was overwhelmed with emotion. In 2 years, she hadn't changed much. Her chestnut hair was longer, haphazardly scattered around her. Her soft smile revealed faint new smile lines, but her eyes were the biggest difference. Her eyes looked glossed over and unfocused, their rich brown replaced by a grayish haze. A pang of guilt and sadness washed over me as I stared at them. The mix of joy and grief was too much, and I excused myself to go to the bathroom. As I stood, I noticed a dark, amorphous shape in the corner. It wavered, pulsing as if breathing, pulling in light and obscuring itself. I steadied myself on the guide rod, and the shape slithered into the bathroom. "Hurry up," Catherine said. "I need to go too."